Hey everybody, welcome back to JT channel. JT here with you. Another slightly gloomy day here in Tennessee with bags under my eyes because I'm a parent and I don't sleep. And I'm here with part 2 of my top 10 favorite YouTubers, and my allergies are acting up too. So this is going to be a fun video. Thank you to everyone who has watched part 1 with numbers 10 through 7. If you missed it, number 10 was The Boys, number 9 was Lord Minion 777, 8 was Ryan George, and 7 was Big Juicy / Juicy. You tag him as Juicy Fruit Snacks. He doesn't really go by that anymore. If you have checked out any of those channels, awesome. Let me know what you think of them. If you haven't, I highly recommend all of them. That's why they're in my top 10. This is part 2. As I mentioned in the first video, the rest of these shouldn't be nearly as long. That one was like 13 minutes or so. This one will be a little shorter, and the next 2 will be a little shorter. The next one, of course, being honorable mentions, and then my top 3. So without further ado, we're a minute in here, and let's get to number 6. I'm going to do this to the best of my ability here. Epic Rap Battles of History! Okay, it's got a better ring to it on the channel, but number 6 is Epic Rap Battles of History. This is supposed to be top 10 favorite YouTubers, like single people, but ERB, I can't leave them out of my list. Nice Peter, Epic Lloyd, and the other guy's name I think is Zachary. I don't know. I feel so bad. I've been watching their videos for so long. If you guys don't know, Epic Rap Battles of History, ERB, is what their channel's called. They take characters, whether they're fictional or real life people, and they put them in rap battles. Sometimes they're one-on-one. Sometimes they're special, like, guests that interrupt the rap battles. And sometimes they're multiple people in the battles, like 2-on-2s, and there was a 3-way battle not too long ago. They've been around for a while. I couldn't tell you how long for sure. But I started watching them when they were on season 2. They are now... Peter is a father now, and he is very busy. Lloyd is too. So they don't release them as often. They release them more spread out now. They used to have like seasons where they release one every other week or every week or something like that. It was really fun. But they're still fun. Don't get me wrong. They just released another one fairly recently. I think it was Henry Ford versus Karl Marx. I apologize for all the wiping my eye. It really is my allergies. The seasons are changing here in Tennessee. But yeah, so that's basically it with ERB. I always recommend Barack Obama versus Mitt Romney. It won a bunch of awards, YouTube awards. My favorite is Rasputin versus Stalin. It starts with those two, but 3 people interrupt. It's a 5-person battle altogether. And there was also a comedians battle that I can't think of right now. George Carlin versus Richard Pryor. There it is. That's another one where there's a bunch of guests. But honestly, just type ERB into YouTube. Oh gosh, more lag. I'm so sorry for the delays. I'm rocking in this porch swing. But yeah, just type in ERB. You'll probably find a battle with a person or character you know and like, and you'll probably want to check them out. They're really fun. Oh, and the Joker versus Pennywise. That's so great. So that's number 6, ERB. Number 5 is the Dead Meat channel. More specifically, James A. Janice. I like the other people on the channel. It's James A. Janice, Zoran Gavoyik, I think, and James' wife, Chelsea, who goes by Chelsea Rebecca, which I think is her maiden name. But so Dead Meat, what they do is they do a show called Kill Count. That's their like big thing, where they walk you through a horror movie and they count up all the kills. Let's see if I can do... Okay, so I did the ERB thing. Let's see if I can do the Dead Meat intro. Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. The show you how they were made is kind of new. But yeah, that's what they do. They also have a podcast they do, I think, roughly every Wednesday, schedule. They have a mini-series called They Talk, where they take horror movie villains that don't speak and they dub their voices over. And I think they have other stuff coming up pretty soon, some new shows coming out here in 2024. I couldn't recommend James anymore if I tried. I love him. He's very funny. He's a big horror movie fan, and he's a big WWE fan. I'm not sure he's a big overall wrestling fan like I am, but he does love WWE. He does a horror Royal Rumble. He's done it 2 years in a row now. They have a horror awards show in March, so that's coming up soon, the Dead Meat Horror Awards. It's really fun. I mean, it's fun because he walks you through the movie and he'll give you his opinion on the movie, whether he loves it, hates it, or is mid about it. I don't really know what to recommend with him because it's, like I said, it's kind of like ERB. They do the same thing all the time. Dead Meat is expanding past kill counts, but it's hard. All I can tell you is to go to their channel and go to their kill counts and find a horror movie you enjoy. And you can hear basically his opinion on it, and he'll walk you through the movie. He'll miss important stuff sometimes. Well, not important stuff, but he doesn't, walk you bit by bit through the movie. He goes through it in his own way. I do recommend you watch him review movies he hates. The 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street remake is really funny. That kill count's great. He did the kill count for Lost Boys really recently, last week. That's a fun one as well. He does this thing where he has to get to the numbers, and to the numbers bit is almost my favorite part of the show because it always has something to do with the movies or the specials. If I could recommend something else, last year during the writer's strike, they couldn't do specific movies. They couldn't do a lot of stuff. They were called struck works. I recommend you go find the video called Dead Meat Gets Weird and then watch all the kill counts from there until the strikes are over because they're really funny because they're not normal kill counts. He does like Mortal Kombat video games. He does Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. He does Too Many Cooks. I recommend that kill count for sure. So there you go. Dead Meat channel, more specifically James, but I love all the presenters, obviously. That's number 5. And number 4, this video is going to be longer than I thought. Number 4 gets a golden up because it's Simon Miller. And more specifically ups and downs, but his own channel as well. If any of you know Simon, you should know why I like him so much. He reviews pro wrestling, and he is a moron. On his personal YouTube channel, on his channel, Simon Miller, when he starts his videos, at the bottom left of the screen, it says Simon Miller, professional idiot. What more do you want from me? He calls himself a professional idiot, and he reviews pro wrestling. When it comes to Simon, obviously, I'm going to recommend Ups and Downs. He reviews wrestling shows. Currently, on Tuesdays, he reviews Raw. On Mondays, he reviews AEW Collision, which is on Saturdays. On Wednesdays, he reviews NXT. On Thursdays, he reviews AEW Dynamite. And then I think we don't see him again until Saturdays, where he reviews SmackDown. He used to review AEW Rampage and TNA Wrestling, but he's very busy. He also used to have something called Retro Ups and Downs. I really liked it. It was my comfort show. He brought it back for like 2, maybe 3 episodes, and it just, people aren't watching it enough. And he's got a life. He wrestles. He's a pro wrestler. So on top of doing all these other things he does, his own YouTube channel and Ups and Downs for What Culture Wrestling, he also wrestles. So he has to, pick and choose what he does. He even ups and down Ring of Honor for a little while. So obviously, like I said a second ago, I recommend his Ups and Downs. Definitely check out Retro Ups and Downs if you're an old school wrestling fan. It's really fun, especially, again, just kind of like James. It's a lot of fun when Simon hates something, but it's also fun when he loves something. Also, the Y series. Both of these are on What Culture Wrestling, which I also recommend. But Simon personally is one of my favorite YouTubers. He's very funny, and a lot of times his opinions on pro wrestling align with mine. They line up with mine, which is really nice. It's nice to see someone who has a voice, albeit a small voice, in the pro wrestling community line up with what I say. And I mean, he thinks his voice is small. I only have 14 subscribers, man. So there you have it. TLDR, number 6, Epic Rap Battles of History. Number 5, The Dead Meat Channel, more specifically James A. Janice. And number 4, Simon Miller, the professional idiot who ups those downs. Just like the last video, if you know any of these people, cool, let me know what you like about it. If you don't, go check them out. I highly recommend all 3 channels for sure. The Epic Rap Battles channel, Dead Meat, and What Culture Wrestling, but Simon Miller has his own channel as well. And stay tuned, of course. The next episode of this will be my honorable mentions because some channels didn't make it into my top 10, but they still deserve a shout out. And there's one channel very specifically that I have to talk about that I will condense into a short and tag him in. Again, not for clout, but because he deserves a shout out. If it wasn't for this specific channel that I'm going to mention in my honorable mentions, I wouldn't be watching YouTubers at all. It's a whole story that I'll mention in that video. And then, of course, numbers 3, 2, and 1, which I'm really excited about. So thank you, everybody, so much for joining me. Let me know if you know any of these channels. Again, if not, go check them out. Let me know what you think of them. Until then, like, share, subscribe. And this is JT Channel. I am JT, and I will see you next time.